All right, we did it. Go us. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Otaku Talk Sunday with me and co-host Twan. We made
What's
it.
up?
We did
What's
it.
up? We did. Silence is
We
beautiful.
we actually got through the whole intro without saying. But hello,
But
everyone.
not
I hope you
really. Not really, because you really gave me fever about talking during it, and then you gonna literally say we live and giggle as we cut.
I like to ambush you though. I don't know.
It
It's
just
because
sounds
it's
like
kind of one of my favorite things.
like you not being a woman of your word. That would it sound like. Not
I mean,
even
I've
that.
never
It sounds like hypocrisy.
I actually never claimed to be that, so that's okay.
No, okay, so holding men
That's
to
fine.
higher standards than females. What about our rights?
Always. See how I'm trash? This is why I couldn't be on any reality show. Y'all be tired of me because I'll be agreeing with everything.
I do want to be on reality. I want to be on one reality.
You should.
I do. I want to be on one. I just really.
You gonna go Big Brother?
Oh, Big Brother would probably be the thing that I get on and be the most comfortable with the situation.
You think so?
Yeah, I couldn't be on no dating show. Absolutely not. I couldn't be on no Survivor. Absolutely not.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. Survivor would definitely be like the worst. I'd rather go on a dating show as a whole married person than Survivor.
I would go on a dating show if it was 16 Brett's looking for me.
Okay, that'll be cute. Yeah. But that would be really
then all of the warriors taken out immediately.
I mean, that would be cute. But speaking of, so we are live right now. We're going to be talking about Demon Slayer Season 3, Episode 3 that premiered today at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But after that, we're going to be live over on Kawaii Bree Can't Relate, which is my other channel. And we're going to be talking about Love is Blind Season 4. And we're not even going to get into that right now. But we will be talking about that today. But we're not going to stall this thing out. We're going to talk about Demon Slayer Season 3, Episode 3. I wish we'd have played bingo this week because we kind of got a little sneak peek into the upper four, right? We got a sneak peek into what we're going to be dealing with, which I'm wondering if the intro was a misdirect.
The intro
That's the
to
first
the
thing on my
I
mind.
trust me. I think we're thinking the same thing about the demon.
Okay. Yes, because
Yes.
last week we talked about, we made some guesses about what the Hashira pairing off would be, what the matchups would look like, and what we're going to be dealing with these two, the upper 4 and 5 demons, which obviously are going to be, I think, the main fight of this arc. But we kind of got a little sneak peek into Hantangu, who is the upper 4, and okay, I was not expecting that. But I don't know. I wish we would have played bingo because I definitely probably would have lost anyway.
Oh, you wanted to play
But
bingo to lose.
I feel like, well, I don't know what your guesses would have been.
I like
but
that
I
spirit
did
though. Keep that spirit when we actually do play bingo.
so I can lose.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm okay with losing. You know what I mean? You've
I
taken
do
a lot
not,
of L's.
I do not agree with that. I do not feel like you okay with losing.
I just feel like it's my turn to lose. You know what I mean?
Don't
Like I
even
just
do
feel like
this.
it's coming for
I
me.
feel like, and
So
let's
I
just move on because anything you say is not even gonna hit right for me when it comes to bingo. We just need to play.
Yeah, so next week we will be bringing back Demon Slayer Bingo, and I'm very excited. But looking at how this episode did us, I'm kind of nervous too because I was not ready for this. So
I was
I think
waiting
in
for
this
it to hit.
really, first of
No.
all, we didn't get anything that I thought we was gonna get this episode, but I didn't have many ideas. But did we even get to see the sword polished?
No, we didn't. We saw the comical scene of it being taken away.
Mm-hmm. Right. And literally that's it, which I thought we were going to get way more about this sword. I thought we were going to get some background, some story about where it came from.
Yeah, these 18 minutes ain't it. I was definitely spoiled with episode 1. So spoiled with episode 1.
But they did pack a lot into this little 18 minutes. And hello, Mandrill, welcome to the show. Basically the main thing was the sword has to be polished because it was rusty, because it hasn't been used. And then we saw that the upper 4 and upper 5 demons went ahead and started their attack on the Swordsmith village, which means if we would have played bingo, Tuan would have been right because that was seemingly the secret information that what's his name?
It's Gyokko.
Gyokko?
Yeah.
Gyokko had, right?
Yeah. The upper 5.
Yes. So let's start with his attack, like his first sneak attack on the village.
Oh my god. And I knew once that pot showed up, I'm like, one thing Demon Slayer does is build a moment. Like they really do. They do such a good job at really driving home how intimidating and the sense of danger and just dread once any of these demons show up on the scene. Like it's palpable. It's like Attack on Titan does it. Like you have no other choice but to be in their position when a Titan shows up. You feel their anguish. True. And it's the same with this.
I wasn't ready though. I don't know what I thought was gonna happen, but him just getting consumed into the pot and the crunching and it was so gory in that moment. Yeah, and then he spit him back out, which it seemed like he was still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what makes it even horrible. He was twitching, so he had some form of electrons and neurons running through that body because But
where was his head?
I think that was his head. Was that not his head underneath the mask? Because the mask's eyes, and that's a weird thing they do in this show. Like the mask's eyes be bleeding, and it's like ain't no holes. Yes. So what's going on here?
Yeah, it was weird because it's like his head was in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like it was like, it looked terrible.
It reminded me of in the season of that time I got reincarnated as a slime, Diablo, he kind of does that to the king in the show where he like horribly disfigures him but he's still alive in a box, and he like heals him in front of all of the country to see how like powerful his country is and all that X, Y, and Z. But yeah, it looked like he got sucked into the vase with all of his bones crunching and all that stuff. like you said, he got spit back out. But I was thinking maybe he removed the bones or something. But no, he
Oh,
still had like angles to his body. So he definitely
yeah.
just got crunched up and spit out and
Oh,
just left intact. And I'm just like, that transition, oh my
ugh.
God, the pain. And then to be left
That was,
alive the
yeah.
entire time. Oh my God.
That sounds terrible. Like, ugh. And then he spit him out and said he was disgusting. So
Why is
that's
that though?
interesting.
He said the
That's what
Swordsmith
I was
village
thinking.
people. Is it because of their diet? Do they eat like grass and stuff or something?
That was interesting. Like, we be watching So Too Hard because
Right.
as soon as he said that, I was like, is this gonna come back later? Like, what's up? Do they got
Right.
special abilities that we don't know about? Like, do they just be what's the wisteria? Isn't that the purple? Is it wisteria?
They're talking about the plants.
The the flower that they
Yeah.
don't like
Oh
or
yeah,
something
maybe
like that.
they
I'm
eat
like,
that like wolf's bane.
maybe they might eat like a wisteria or drink wisteria tea or something. It's not us watching the show too hard. Like, is that gonna come back?
I
Like,
mean, wasn't that in Interview with a Vampire? Wasn't that the what they was were like poison to
I
them or something like that?
feel like
I could be
yes.
making it up, but I feel like it is something like a
No,
plant or
I feel
something
like
that
it
they
was
had.
something. Yeah, like if she gave them the tea, then it was like poisonous to them. So I don't know. Maybe that's gonna come back up because I wonder if the Swordsmith village, they clearly train to be, in the sword arts, but
Well, I
like,
don't know about that.
well, it sounded like the one guy say he isn't the trained swordsmith yet. Like when the Hashira, when he was thinking about saving
Oh, he
the
did
little
point that
boy.
out. You're right. You're right. I was just thinking about that
Yeah.
specific guy's level of ability
Well, he
because swinging
seemed
that
like
sword
he
was
was.
not it.
No, but it sounds like he would have expected him at some point to get that training. So I'm thinking that they're gonna
Mhm.
come up and have to fight for themselves as well. Which, I mean, that kind of makes sense because let's get into Hantangu's power. So we made some guesses about him. I guess blood art, and rage and something else. Um, but apparently he every time you slice his head out off, he splits into two demons. So, like, what are we supposed to do with this?
That's number one. Is terrifying because he's another demon that you don't never know how many is hidden up in there, and
Right.
they all have distinct personalities. And one of like the flying one specifically mentioned not being um brought to life
Released.
or split. Yeah, he
Yeah.
says, I think he specifically said split. So he was like, he hasn't been split off in a while. So it's like there are specific personalities. So I wonder how much does it go up to? Like, is there another two hidden away like that we get in the
Yeah.
last 3 episodes? you know,
And like, would you have to release all of them to kill him?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that simple because they blatantly said it. Obviously calling back to his last fight, which obviously why wouldn't you do? And he was like, "Do we got to cut their heads off at the same time?" But I highly doubt they have to cut all 4 or possibly 6 of their heads off at the
No.
same time. They're not going to repeat that gimmick. I think it's enough
No.
that they repeated the fact that they can be beheaded and still alive. So I think they're gonna have to get really creative with it. And
That's what
Tanjiro is
I'm just
already
wondering, like,
on point
how
with
you're
his guesses.
how are you gonna have to kill all of it? Like, you would probably have to burn them up, I'm thinking.
Burn
Would
them.
be the
So
only thing.
burning them, there's how many ways do we know already? We know that they can be poisoned, we
Hmm.
know that they can be beheaded, and we know that they can be burnt through sunlight.
Right.
Yeah, by
Which
that.
makes sense for where Tanjiro's going. And
Right.
the fact that we brought up this, obviously he's a sun, what do they call it?
Sun breather.
Yeah, sun breather. We've seen this mystery person who's a sun breather showing up early on, kicking it in the spirit realm with Tanjiro. So I think that's gonna come to play with how they have to defeat this demon that can split into multiple parts.
Hmm.
That just seems like it makes sense to me. I think we were saying that, well, yeah, because we thought that the what's her name? Like, this is why we got to pull up the name of these people because this Hashira,
Of the love Hashira,
yeah.
that is the sweet Mitsuri.
Okay, so like we don't really know what she can do, but we did guess that she was going to help fight him. So obviously, it seems like Tanjiro and herself is going to be fighting him, I guess.
Well, now that they
And
got split up into 4, they're gonna have to really
who's gonna
divide.
be the
They
fourth?
right now the 4 would be Tanjiro, it would be Mitsuru, the Miss Hashira, Mitsuri, the love Hashira, and then what is his name? The one with the gun. He's not. He's not a Hashira, but he's like an apprentice or
but he
somebody
just
under
got
somebody.
stabbed. So I mean, it's unless he got some special healing abilities, which is not out of the question.
I don't
Like
think
he could possibly.
that's not going to be the
got
death of
stabbed.
nobody in the main
I don't think he
core.
did.
Yeah,
but he gonna be. You don't think he gonna have to sit down for a second unless Mitsuri's power is to heal or something?
I guess, but we done seen some motherfuckers fight for days with holes in their stomach, and with the way the writing goes, they could probably be injured for 4 episodes and finally collapse on the 4th.
Yeah,
so.
And then they did introduce that whole special breathing technique to keep yourself from bleeding while you fight.
You can stop yourself from bleeding. You can hold people in place. You can stop poison. Like,
don't they have that special? And then don't they have that special? Yes, they do have that special hot spring where you can go heal. Is that that? Did I make that up?
No, that's the majority of hot springs in anime. They are used for
because I was like, am I mixing up Bleach? Because I swear they was just at the hot spring.
They also have that as well, the blood springs.
Okay. Yeah.
I told you, yeah. And I mean, in Ron, do you remember Ranma 1/2 or half? Ranma 0.5, whatever.
Oh, Ranma, yeah, where he turned into the girl. Or
I used to be so obsessed with that little manga. I used to read that. I used to go to the library and check those out.
But did they have
the manga?
The hot spring? Did they have a hot spring?
Oh yeah, majority of the time he was transforming was from hot spring. Well, that's how he got the curse, was from a hot spring.
So I mean, maybe he'll heal up. So we're not gonna say he's out of the fight. So obviously,
I'm definitely not counting him out. I mean, you saw the way he popped them heads off with those bullets, though. Like that was that was dope. Had they been regular, it would have been over.
Yes, I appreciated seeing a gunfight, but then at the same time when he did it, I was like, "Ooh, you got a whole nother problem coming to you."
Oh yeah.
But then we still have the upper 5. So if the 4 of them are fighting him, then that I don't know. I just feel like somebody else is gonna have to come in to help them fight.
Yeah, so far what it looks like from the intro, even though the intro apparently can be misleading, because we've seen how this with the total like all these demons put together is that scaredy cat. Scaredy cat ass demon. But he on his own is so unnerving. When I tell you he is creepy, like the way he was like creepy, crying and then at the same time crawling towards you the way he was, and the animation of that was really unsettling, and I really appreciate it.
I definitely felt like Nezuko in that scene, because I would have kicked the shit out of him too. Like the way they was like, we are going to fuck you up. We don't really care what you here trying to do.
Yeah,
like
Nezuko on the Ichigo is energy. Get off my bed.
Nezuko was like, nah, let me go ahead and transform now, because they clearly could tell he was strong. But yeah, that was very unsettling. Like the way it was creepy, because you like, I know he's strong. I know he's strong as hell because he's the upper 5, and just
he's the upper around, he's the upper 4.
So he's upper 4, yeah. So I was
stronger.
Like, it was even more unsettling because I was like, why is he doing this? Like, why is he doing this if he's the upper 4? And that was very unsettling for me. Thank you to Chopsticks. Ginya is his name. I think the guy with the guns. I think the swordsmith. What's his name?
The
one who usually makes his sword might join a fight.
I mean,
he's swole for no reason. He is swole.
The growth. And I mean, one thing these anime gonna do is give you some fan service no matter who you are, because that be quiet. Oh yes, my god.
Haga Nezuka is his name. Hotaru. I'm just gonna call him Hotaru because that's my anime husband of the season. Okay.
Which I'm slick mad at you.
Why?
I am slick mad at you because I think you've given me the first spoiler since we've done Otaku Talk when you was
I just
like,
said he's beautiful.
I mean,
I don't.
I wanted to
You
get.
don't know how. You don't know
I mean,
how.
I don't. I haven't seen his face yet, but
Exactly. He
but
might be
I
ugly.
wanted the whole lookism effect. I wanted it to be in the middle of something. He take that mask off, and then all of a sudden, the field of flowers just blow me away.
I mean, it's gonna happen, and I could be wrong. What if it's the other character? You know what I mean? I
Oh,
could be
shut
wrong.
up. Yeah, y'all ain't in there fighting for husbands over the wrong character. I'm pretty sure. But that was like, once I saw it, I was
But
like, oh my God, he's going to be beautiful on top of all of that. What he got going
yeah,
on
that's
now?
why I don't know much about. I don't know anything else outside of just I've seen a manga panel of his face, right?
Mhm.
But I don't know anything else as far as how he fits into this story. But like, so I didn't even know he was this ripped because every picture I've seen, he always has on his clothes, you know, like his cloak and all that
Mhm.
stuff. So I'm wondering, like, okay, so this man can't be this swole for no reason on a Tuesday.
On a
Like,
Tuesday.
he clearly is a fighter.
Yeah, he got to be some kind of a
mean,
fighter. When you think about it, like swordsmiths, even though they typically don't join the fight, like they for the most part stay swordsmiths or stay crafters. You know, that's
right.
their role. So it would be nice to see them finally. Like, if you're gonna be a master and know the ins and outs of making an amazing sword, you should know how to handle it. So I
That's
would
true.
definitely be interested in seeing them
Oh,
join the
and they
fight.
did have the training dummy too. Because, like, why would they have this training dummy with the 6 arms in this village if they weren't sparring?
True.
Because
But
that also probably
Tanjiro
was how
though,
they got the fight.
Tanjiro always being the one to crack the code. He
Let's
like the
not
way
get into
he
Tanjiro's plot
sliced.
armor.
I mean, come on, that boulder slicing in season 1 already. It still has me mystified that this man could do this after just a little bit of training.
I guess I just need Tanjiro to like grow up in the sense of Tanjiro, you strong, okay? Stop playing like you're the chosen one. Stop acting like this every time. We
I
have to go through
mean,
this.
I think he know though, because the way I that it made
Tanjiro.
me laugh when the dude was like, "We are not okay." So what's his name again? Genya?
Yeah, Genya.
Not Genya being the literal Bakugo of Demon Slayer and also being voiced by the Japanese voice actor of Bakugo. Yeah, I knew it immediately. Like, I cannot not hear Bakugo screaming and know exactly who that is. I had to pause it and look that shit up, and I was like, it can't be. It can't be. It's the same character. Like, he's the proverbial angry one who obviously is good at heart.
Exactly.
The same type of facial structure when he argues. Like, he kind of gets the winged, sharp eyes, and you know, it's just like, and then the same voice actor on top of it. Like, y'all wasn't even trying to make this different, huh?
It was like, look, this is your bag. Get in it. Get into this bag, okay?
Yeah. Talk about typecasting.
That's what we want. Two Chopsticks brings up a good point, which is, y'all probably said this already, which we haven't. The sword that was hidden in Yorichi Type 0 might come in handy. Maybe it having 6 arms could be foreshadowing Hantangu being 6 total demons.
Okay.
Okay.
I did kind of hit it that it might be another 2.
Yeah. I don't think it would be 8 because that would be out of control.
8 would be absolutely out of control, but 6 just, it feels like you're not going to give us all of this man in this first episode, you know? Like, we still haven't seen him as a whole demon of 1 fight, let alone, and we see that he has abilities. So at some point, they going to have to come back together for something. Maybe there's a break in the fight because this is episode 3. So maybe there's a break. There's a break here where maybe, I don't know, the demons have to regroup. You think they're going to retreat?
Yeah, because they gotta go back, because they do have to go to Muzan and tell him if the information is true.
Well, they only have 8 hours to do anything though, because they have to leave before the sun.
Because they gotta leave in the sun. Yeah, at the sunrise, and they also have to report back because he said he wanted legitimate like information. So they're supposed to be going to make sure the information was true. So even if let's say the sun wasn't coming up, I don't think they would be there to really like fight for real, because they got to go back and report whatever they need to report, right?
Yeah. So maybe that might be their break. I feel like they might last long enough for the sun to come up, and then they have to go back and report. And that'll be, because I'm sitting there like, as it's going on, I'm like, Muzan, you not a great manager. You're not good at delegating, because if you're already frustrated with the lack of results from this team of 6 demons who haven't changed in 100 years, I would
Right.
think that you would maybe just usher them all to the same place at once, just to go ahead and nip this in the bud, regardless if it was
resources.
rumor like
Trying to be
what.
a manager, you can't just send everybody in. He
Why
got upper
not?
demons getting murked. He got upper demons getting murked. He can't just be sending them all in there.
It just makes no sense to continue to spread your upper echelon thin when they are being taken out like this. And this is the epitome of their fighting strength. Like if they break these little feeble ass swords one more time, they're gonna have to start forging themselves, and that's
Right.
like, why would you not take that seriously enough to send all of these niggas at once? Wipe their ass
Because
out
then we
without a
wouldn't have a
blink.
show. We wouldn't have a show.
I mean,
Hey,
we
you
still
gotta give what he
could.
said. Well, he said, well, I just want you. He just said go verify the information. But I think that being said, though, I think we're getting a lot of foreshadowing, like we said, that Tanjiro, this fire breathing, the 6 arms, being able to fight these demons.
Mm-hmm.
What power do you think this sword is gonna introduce? What do you think is gonna be special about this sword? Do you think it's gonna be special, or do you think it's just?
I mean, the obvious just tells me this sword belongs to long-haired Tanjiro. It just feels like this belongs to him. So I feel like it's gonna do something. Definitely, I feel like it's gonna tie into this mark he has. Because that I also feels like is related to the sun breathing. I feel like it's gonna be the thing he unlocks. Like it's gonna have some type of elevation to sun breathing. It's gonna enhance his abilities.
Like it's gonna be able to withstand, because it's gonna be able to withstand his fighting style or whatever he's doing.
Yeah, I feel like it might be.
I feel like this don't happen. Yeah, like he stay breaking swords. Let's talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that doesn't
seem
he only
like
that's
chipped
an
it
everyday
this time.
thing. He only chipped it.
Ain't that what he said?
He stay messing swords.
Yeah.
He stay messing up swords.
Well, he also stay fighting upper crust ass demons. Like this is the 3rd time he himself has battled. Like at this point, they need to just go ahead and make him honorary Hashira, because he has fought 3 upper demons. Something that some of these Hashira haven't even done.
He is the drama. Tanjiro is the drama, because wherever he goes, their drama will be. And I do agree. I agree with 2 chopsticks. When it cuts, Hantangu won't be able to regenerate. I do think the sword is going to have a special ability. I don't know what kind of metal it is. I don't know if it's a special type. Maybe it's something about what it's forged with that we'll hear about once they try to, polish it to get the rust off. Or it's just that it's a type of metal that can withstand the heat of sun breathing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it could be it's going to be something like that it can withstand the heat, or it's a special metal. That's probably my 2 guesses.
I mean, we know that all these anime are inspired from each other for the most part, So I think there could be some parallels that are shared, like in slime. I've been recently obsessed with slime, so it's my current reference for almost everything, because I've been reading the light novel, and it's so much story and world building. Cannot stop raving about slime. Just had to throw that in there. But Benimaru in slime, he has fire type abilities, and when he unleashes his black flames on his sword, it does do that, where it stops like regeneration from other monsters and all that stuff, because that's a very repetitive ability. So maybe that might come into play here too. I could definitely see that. Like once he slices off one of their heads, it's gonna stay sliced with that sword.
It stays, which would be amazing. And definitely his sun breathing is going to be needed to kill these demons, obviously. So I mean, I see that. What do you think about that section we got where we saw the young, which once again I don't know his name, the young swordsmith fighting this big fish thing, and the Hashira said that he thinks it's some kind of, what did he say? He thought it was a spell of some sort, really?
Yeah, like it was a demon that was brought up by a spell or something. It wasn't like an upper demon or anything.
Yeah, but it clearly was created by the upper 5.
Yeah, I think it was created by him too.
Because it looked like him in a way, and like, it had the same color schemes and stuff like that. So do you think that's giving us a glimpse into how he fights? What do you think?
Yeah, I can see him being like a summoner, because there's only so many ways I can see him physically fighting, being tiny arms and a floating spectral figure.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he could fight through summons. That would be a good idea. I would be interested in seeing the type of stuff he summons.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why. Just like I feel like a summoner is just kind of lame. So I feel like
I don't.
that's
Yeah,
not it. There's definitely some more to that. I'm excited to see what it
it's
is
more than
because
just
I'm not gonna be
summoning.
able to guess it. I fully believe they're gonna gag us again.
I know, but I mean, let's think. I mean, he has that pot. The main thing I think of is a plant, and I also think about cobras, like like those cobras, like when people play music and it makes them dance and stuff like that. That's like the
Hmm.
only two references. When I see the pot, the empty pot, it's like a snake being in it,
Well, I think of
or
Genie too,
a
not from the
plant.
pot, but just
Yeah,
from the way his body shape is.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like a genie, or like something, which is all kind of the same cultural references to me.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I'm curious to see what his. I still think it's going to be something about he can affect reality in some way. I don't know if it's he gets inside the fighter's mind and makes them see things, or if he actually just summons things, but they're not really there. I still stick to my idea that he affects reality in some way, but I just don't know to like what extent.
Yeah.
But I know they're gonna gag us. I know they're gonna gag us, and we're not gonna be ready at all.
Oh, I remembered I didn't
Um.
about the demon slayer that has the gun. When I was talking about Tanjiro acknowledging his strength, when he was like,
Mhm.
"We're not friends," Bakugo and out, and he was like, "Remember when you broke my arm?" And I was like, "He really did do that." And Tanjiro was like, "Yeah, but that's your fault." He said that shit with a smile.
That
I was
scene
like, I
did make
love
me laugh.
Tanjiro so much because he really did. Like, there was no momentum. It was literally just grip strength, and he broke this man's arm. Like,
That was
come
hilarious when he
on,
broke his arm.
make this
I
man a
mean,
Hashira already.
we love baby Tanjiro. And a soft man, but he knows how to fight when it's time.
He said, "You should have never put your
I
hands on a girl, bitch."
Did we forget Nezuko? We forgot Nezuko.
Oh, I am the fact that she has grown enough to willingly go into that one horn state. I am so
Yeah.
hyped.
Well, when we were even naming four people that would fight, we forgot Nezuko.
Oh, we did forget Nezuko. That's right. That's
I
right. But
still think the
Tanjiro
the
is.
blind guy is gonna stay fighting number 5. I think he's gonna fight Gyokko.
Well,
I think he's gonna just
it
keep fighting
was
him.
it was Mitsuro that was fighting him in the intro.
Oh, she was fighting him, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was fighting him
No, I thought she was.
with her bendy sword.
No, I thought she was fighting Hantangu.
Did Hantango do the dragon, the wooden dragons?
Yeah,
No, that
from the
was
ground. Yeah, that was him.
Hantango.
Because remember,
You're right. I'm getting
we
mixed
were
up.
talking about him being on the ground and stuff like that. So she was fighting him,
So
but I think
yeah,
she was.
sorry. You're right. So I think
Yeah,
currently he's fighting who she's fighting in the intro. So I think they're gonna switch off at some point. She's gonna join and help save them
no,
from these 4 demons.
no, yeah. So I think it's gonna be because he was going to fight where Tanjiro was, but he stopped to help the boy, and I think that's how he's gonna end up fighting number 5. And then I think we haven't seen her this episode at all, so I think she's gonna come help Tanjiro.
Oh wait, he did help the boy
Yeah,
after that fight because he got blown the
he
hell
didn't. I
away.
don't think he fought. He didn't fight Hantangu at all
No, he was
in this
in the
episode.
room with
Oh yeah.
Tanjiro, but
He was,
he
yeah.
got blown away with that fan.
Yeah, he was
That's what it
heading back.
was. That's what it was. Because I
Yes,
was like, how did he get
yes.
separated from that moment? Because he was fighting with them.
The
Because
swiftness
that
in which he pulled his sword out was
oh
a little fire, though.
I love Demon Slayer. The animation when he like the way that whole segment was slowed down and you just saw Tanjiro's facial expressions realize that this is an upper demon and what's his name? Mitsuki? Whatever his name is. And he just went into action. He didn't touch his hilt. The hilt slid off
Yeah.
of his fucking sword,
Yes.
and then that amazing mist effect came in. Oh,
Yes.
his movements
It
was
was
so
beautiful.
good. So good.
I know we weren't really feeling him. I mean, as far as like, but that
Which I'm
I
kind of
don't know.
still, I'm kind of still
I'm
not.
still in the grand scheme of Hashira awesomeness. Not saying that.
Yeah, he
Whatever.
ain't cracked the top 3 just off of
But that
first
one
impressions
scene
alone.
though was like, this is a Hashira who's not playing with y'all ass. That's all I'm saying. It was really like how fast he responded to the threat. That scream animation was crazy too. Oh, the scream from the flying Hantangu, which was joy. I think that
Yeah,
one was
well,
joy.
his tongue said joy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That not
And
only
Tanjiro's face as he was being electrocuted and hit by sound waves was crazy.
real as fuck. Real as fuck. Like to realize they like, oh, I'm about to really get blown away because I'm like, not only that, but for every one of these attacks from these 4 demons, the sound design. Oh my god. The sound of him charging up that screen both times was it did something to me. I just love when they pay attention to this kind of stuff and make that type of stuff so much impactful. Like
the sound effects on Demon Slayer.
oh my god,
never
so
leave.
good.
I mean, the rage one was also terrifying.
Yeah.
When he hit that staff, oh my god,
But
they are a problem.
Another thing I love that we're not getting all just even though I'm not quite sure how Gyokko's gonna fight. I've always been a fan of sorcerers and mages and games and stuff like that and RPGs and whatnot. And I love that we have a demon that isn't hand to hand because I feel like that's all we've ever gotten is physical fighter demons. So I like that he has this like mage a bit like essence to him, and I want to see how they're going to tackle that because everybody's having a sword fighter or some type of hand to hand situation.
That is true. I'm really excited to see these pair ups. I'm so excited to see what happens when Mitsuri shows up to fight, to see what her abilities are, because I still don't know what her abilities are, how she's gonna fight. We've seen her little kind of whip looking sword, but we don't really know what other abilities she has, so I'm very excited. It's interesting to me also that she would be fighting this demon because his splits are emotions and she's the love Hashira. I'm just saying, I think this is like all emotions, like we're fighting with emotions here. So
these gonna be six twins that were abused as kids, and
you think so? Like that's
it's gonna have some kind of backstory.
That is fun to think about what their backstory is gonna be. Because he has like all of his splits are emotions, like all these emotional splits.
It's gonna be
not
his
all
kids.
Negative emotions.
It's gonna be his kids. The scaredy cat demon is gonna be the father, and he was the reason why all of his kids died a horrible death, which made him and he didn't defend them. He hid, and so they got slaughtered and all got turned into demons. Yep.
That's what I'm just gonna be like wondering, because he's like so cowardly in his like regular form, and they're like trapped in him. But it's like it just seems like all these repressed emotions is something behind his story. Like all these emotions he wasn't allowed to experience. So what was his job or role? That means he couldn't experience these emotions. But it just seems fitting that he would fight the love Hashira. I don't know. There's something there. Something there, and I know they finna gag us with his backstory when we figured it out.
I just got the episode playing on mute in the background, and I just saw the one with the green eyes that is really excited. The one that's like smiling a lot with the fan. That fan attack was beautiful as well. Like they just do.
Yes.
There's no sleepy ass attacks in this show. They really aren't.
Yes. You talking about that was pleasure, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Yes. Rage, pleasure, joy, and what's the other one?
I don't know if we even saw that.
Because
we didn't even see him.
That's the one that
we saw it get split.
He was the one who attacked. He the one who stabbed what's his name through the stomach.
Yeah, but I don't think we saw his tongue or anything.
Genya. Yeah, no, we don't know who he is. So I don't know. This is gonna be crazy. So I'm just really excited.
He got the Sasuke Orochimaru ropes on his back.
Yeah. What is that one? What do you think it's gonna be like? What is it, like torment or something of some sort?
Let me see. So we got pleasure. Oh wait, yeah. So we got pleasure, and he was smiling, all that. We got rage, angry. When it showed his eyes, it said upper 4, and then his comment was, "You're so weak, it's sad." You can see his tongue. You can see there's kanji written on his tongue, but it doesn't say what it is. So I'm thinking because he said so sad and he's kind of melancholy, it might be sadness.
Oh, like despair or something like that. Like despair.
Something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I'm so excited to see. I'm terrified to see what if the rumor or the theory of 6 has been coming up a lot. So I think that is a lot of foreshadowing for 6 forms. So I'm terrified to see what the other 2 are, but because I'm like, if it's 6 of them, I don't know who else they gonna get to fight. I mean, we said we forgot Nezuko, so obviously Nezuko is gonna help. Nezuko, Mitsuri, Tanjiro, and why can I remember this child name? Genya. That's 4 people, so I think they're all gonna fight Hantangu as it stands.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think
of
his
course we
swordsmith's gonna
have
show up in the battle with the sword. That's how Tanjiro's gonna get it. Like he's gonna come in and maybe do an attack with it and then
he's
hand it
gonna
off
help.
to yeah.
Yeah,
Like they're gonna do a
that makes
little sword switch midair. You know?
that'll be cute.
I
Okay,
know. I
I
see
like
it. I
it.
see it.
I see that too. Yeah, he's gonna show up later. Like he's gonna show up to the fight and help fight a little bit, and while he's handing off the sword, that makes a lot of sense. Well, I'm very excited. So we're gonna bring back Demon Slayer bingo next week because as things start rolling out, I just think it'll be funny to see how wrong we are. Because man, last season that finale drug us with our guesses. We were ready for everybody to die. Remember, we were just like, this person gonna die, this person gonna die, this person gonna die. So
I think we did at the end of it. We did pretty good. I think poor Shy. I think it was just Shy Q that wasn't really because I think she front loaded all of her guesses. And when none of them came true, it was kind of over from there. Love you so much.
And
Shy.
we have to remember last season they gave us a happy ending. I mean, it was generally happy. Everybody made it out alive and just a little hurt. I don't think they're gonna do that for us this time.
No.
I don't think, and the fact that they left the squad out of this means they are ready to kill people.
Yo, yeah, because I think I'm standing firm on that. I don't think Zenitsu and Inosuke are really going to show up at all. No. If I think maybe the last episode, but I think this is all going to be about those main 4: Tanjiro, Genya, and the other 2 Hashira.
Quiet as it's kept, they're just giving bodies that they can easily murder and sacrifice without emotionally damaging us forever. Like, that's how I look at it. Like, as a storyteller, if I needed to raise the stakes and really, do that with this fight, I would have to introduce people who I could murder without it really destroying the core group.
That's the thing, because I don't think we've really seen we really haven't been affected with a murder yet, and it's season 3.
Right.
Besides, that's blasphemous.
I don't speak for yourself. Hold on.
Rengoku.
When Rengoku
but
died,
Rengoku feels like
a day or two.
Rengoku somehow to me feels like a separate, kind of removed since it was a movie. And granted, obviously it is part of the season, but just specifically it being a movie kind of just makes his death feel like of that movie, it feels separated.
It feels in the show run because it was traumatic. It shattered my soul, and a part of me was broken off that I can never get back. So that's why it's removed from me because it's traumatic. Okay.
Understood.
They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that. The way I was a mess for 2 days.
The way I cried on the second time. Usually I'm like, okay, I'm braced now. I'm hard. Gangsta Antoine is in the building right now, and crumbled to pieces with the quickness.
Right. So I'm prepared for everybody to die except Tanjiro.
One thing I also noticed, because they also got to the part where the little boy was fighting the fish demon. He has a pot on his head with veins at the bottom of the pot. So it's like the pot is growing out of his head. So it's definitely related to the 5th upper demon, but it maybe that's it. It's just a bunch of different summon creatures, and that's how that's his signifier is that pot on his head.
He can summon all kind of creatures, but why did he summon a fish? That's why I was like, that's the other thing before we
a fish with hands and feet in its head like him.
Yeah, but it seems like it has to be related to something because that's the dumbest thing to summon to fight somebody on land. So it seems like it has to be related to the person in some way.
I don't know.
right?
I don't know if I'm reading into it this fish specifically just yet. I'm gonna have to see at least another demon because I feel like it's just him summoning demons, kind of like in Jujutsu Kaisen,
Oh
the big
yeah.
bad from him. He just summons a bunch of different demons, and demons come in every which imaginable shape. So I feel like this is just a little intro demon, to get us started, and he
Maybe
gonna
I'm gonna go
summon the
back and
strongest
watch
stuff.
because I do want to listen to that kid, like anything he talked about, because I want to see if he's summoning something based on that person's like mind or something that they fear or
Hmm.
something like that. Because I'm just like, yeah, I think it could be random, but at the same time, I'm wondering if it's related to the person who he's
I'm
summoning it against, which would mean that he would be ineffective against the Hashira. So, like, if you're thinking, well, they're pairing them off, obviously, based on skills and abilities. If
right,
he's
as it
blind,
always does.
and that's going to be his upper hand against this demon, then it would seem like that demon would look into your eyes and be able to do something. So, I'm wondering if he would summon something based on what he sees as your fear when he looks into your eyes
Well,
or
that
something
we would
like
have to
that.
see because we haven't gotten confirmation that this boy even saw the upper five. So and I am paused on it. He says, judging by its presence, that's not the main body, but something generated by a
Right.
spell.
Right. So it wasn't the main body. That's what I mean. So
Mm,
it's something about a spell that he would have cast on that kid. You see what I mean? Like he would
yeah.
have had to cast a spell on him that was allowing him to summon this thing,
Ooh,
even though his body isn't there.
maybe there are some images on the actual pot. Maybe he like brings like there's another anime where the guy has, I think it was Akame ga Kill, and he has tattoos on his body and he summons the things that are on his body. So
Ooh.
maybe I'm trying to rewind back to where that pot was in the middle of that road.
Yeah, I was gonna say when because he had the pot in the middle of the road, but that was his actual body on that particular moment,
Oh,
right?
hmm. Nope. Only thing on that pot is like flowers and like these
The same thing.
leaves. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's
I
just
think it's
just
gonna
flowers.
end up being that he casts a spell on the person, and then that spell allows him to summon demons based on that person. I'm thinking it's related to that because that
Okay.
fish was too goofy
Too
to be
goofy.
fighting on land. That's why I was like, it's just so goofy. Like, okay, if you were trying to really kill somebody, like, and
It
then
looked like
summoning
that
a fish
movie.
on
What
land. Yeah, I mean, on land, summoning a fish on land is just weird.
that it look? I mean, it's kind of snatched from Gyo, Tokyo Fish Attack. That
Tokyo fish.
movie.
I don't
Have you seen
know.
that animated movie? The anime movie?
No.
It's
Uh-uh.
it is an interesting watch. But it's pretty much, this is the synopsis. The friends Kayori, Erica, and Aki are on a vacation to celebrate their upcoming graduation when suddenly an infestation of mysterious walking fish forces them to reevaluate everything they care about in order to stay alive. And it's literally what you think. It's like fish with like, I want to say they're robotic like legs, and they just come on land and just start like in massive numbers and just obliterating people. There's sharks, whales with feet, and it's just,
Oh my
I
gosh.
recommend y'all
It sounds
watch it
like
just
nightmare
for the
fuel.
visual. It can
I'm
be,
gonna go
it
back.
definitely
I do
can
want to
be.
go back and see when he met the boy, if the boy was saying that he had a fear of fish or anything like that. That's what I'm gonna go back and look and see.
Okay, I don't think he did, to be
I,
honest,
I don't feel
but
like he
heard
said, but he did say a lot of stuff in passing.
he
I would not
did.
be listening to what that little boy be saying.
Yeah.
Um, I'd be like, girl, cute. But now that I've gotten to some confrontation, I can probably go back and be a little bit more patient with that second episode. So I'm just gonna go back
Yeah,
and see if he said anything in pack because it looked like a goldfish, like it kind of looked like a koi fish or a
it
goldfish or
did.
some sort.
That's why I was like,
So
ooh, maybe because people got tattoos and that's heavy imagery in Japan. So I was like, maybe it's on the pot, but we'll see. We'll see.
yes,
So
I'm
are
very,
we saying that? Are we going ahead and doing bingo next episode?
yes, we are. So we gonna save any more thoughts about what we think is gonna happen next episode.
You breaking up for me? Is
Am I
she breaking up for y'all?
Am I breaking up? Am I back? Am I back?
It's just a little staticky.
No.
That might be me.
Oh, really?
It might be
Oh,
me.
I
You
don't know.
don't
I
sound like
had
it anymore.
a I
It
had
might have
a
been me.
okay. I had a video open on another tab, so I'm like wondering if that had something to do with it. But you said I'm back. But yeah, so we're gonna do anime bingo again. We're gonna be doing some guesses about, for anybody who didn't see it, like last year, we basically make bingo cards before we watch the show, and then we watch the finale live. We may not watch the finale. We won't watch it live, but we'll kind of make our guesses and then see who got the guesses right. And then over the course of the season, we're going to tally up how many people kind of get it right. And then, we'll get to the finale and do a whole finale watch party. So it should be fun because we haven't.
So we're gonna do a bingo card for the season.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do bingo guesses for every episode for the rest of the season, and then we'll do like the finale event like we did last year, where people could kind of join us if they wanted to, and like we made a bet for what the loser has to do. I think just for now, with each episode, it'll just be fun to make some guesses and see if we get it right.
Oh Lord, we're gonna bring back the bet. We ain't did one in a while.
What?
In a long time. We're gonna do a consequence
for the finale.
Yeah.
Or for whoever just over the course of the time gets the most right, whoever wins.
I don't like that. I wanted to be hinging off of something specific.
Okay.
Because if I get despair too quickly, it's all I'll be thinking about.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do for the finale. So if y'all have any ideas of challenges or anything that we want to do, because last year we did Nato.
No.
Yeah, we did Nato.
Was that the last thing we did?
Demon Slayer.
Or was it the chip?
Yeah, we did the chip for another challenge, but for Demon Slayer last year, whoever lost had to eat natto.
That's what it was.
Which brought us to our mukbang stream we did last year, which we're due for another one. So
yeah, it gotta be you this time. Oh my God, it gotta be you. It has to be you.
Long as it's nothing spicy, it could be me. Okay,
I appreciate the hell out of your hubby too for joining me on the natto journey, because at least somebody took pity on me.
Yeah, because it wasn't me. But yeah, as long as it's nothing spicy, y'all, because I literally cannot eat spicy food like that anyway. So if it's anything dealing with something spicy, I literally, for my own literal health, cannot indulge in spicy food challenges. Because just you thought your stomach was messed up. Imagine eating that with IBS. Okay.
Oh yeah, that is very true. Give us the ones that you feel like will be individual torture, like. For Bree, I want you like, is there anything slimier than natto?
That natto was pretty gross.
It was pretty different.
I mean, that natto was
pretty different.
Bad. It was pretty bad. I could think of a few things, but I'm not gonna tell y'all yet. Okay, I'm gonna see how this season go. I'm playing my cards close to my chest, but if y'all come up with anything, feel free to let us know. But we'll be back talking about Demon Slayer next week, and Twan is going to try to see this Mario movie, because we got to talk about Mario movies, because we talk about game, anime to movie adaptations. So we're probably going to be talking about that next, unless something comes up. We're supposed to be watching Hell's Paradise, so we'll start talking about that soon. And I think
Hell's Paradise has been fun. I'm still waiting to see. I'm waiting for the ball to drop for me to really tell if I like it. It's enjoyable right now for me right now. It's on episode 4.
Yeah, so I'm about to be jumping onto that. And then the movie Suzume is out. I did a trailer reaction to it on my channel and got a lot of views. So I'm looking forward to watching that and doing some sort of movie review when it's time. So be on the lookout for that. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks, hopefully I can find a way to watch it and do a review, edit it, and put it out. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Check out Suzume. It's in theaters. It's from the same person who did Your Name and Weathering with You. And if you've been around on my channel, you know I review both of those movies. I streamed both of them in my Discord. So check out this new movie. It's probably going to be amazing as well. And with that being said, we're going to roll on over to my other channel, Kawaii Can't Relate, where we're going to have a conversation about the Netflix series Love is Blind 4. So if you've watched it or enjoyed dating shows or just know what's going on with it, just go ahead and hop on over there. Other than that, don't forget to keep it cute.
Before we leave off the anime tip, I know because we don't really talk about Boruto like that, but I just have to get this out. The manga specifically, the anime is getting there. They're on hiatus right now, but the manga specifically has been one of the most. I've been so appreciative of the last 3 chapters. It's a monthly manga, so 2023 of Boruto has been slick, revolutionary when it comes to their whole storyline, how Boruto, nobody was really checking for it with good right, but it is hands down so much better now, and I think it's going into the time skip. The manga specifically was on a 3-month hiatus, so when it comes back, I'm debating whether or not I want to do like a new form of content where I'm like going over each chapter as it gets released, because it comes out monthly, and I'm just so
Oh yeah.
it just took me back to
because you are a manga reader. Like that might be cool to like talk about it.
yeah, I'm
do
thinking
something like
about doing that, and just having screenshots of the chapter and talking about it, because I just had so many feelings that I haven't been getting out about it the last 3 months. And when it comes back, I just know it's going to be on 10. So that's something I'm playing with, and I highly recommend y'all, if you have been holding out on getting back into Boruto, like I said, for good reason. I can understand why you dropped it, but it's worth the catch up. Not the filler, but just the main stuff for where it's going. This is the time to get back into it. Don't say I did not warn you.
All right, now you almost convinced me. You know I don't be reading the manga.
It's
So
so
yeah,
good.
check that out, y'all. If y'all read manga, check out Boruto. Catch up. Now's the time.
Because when it's all
yeah,
you hearing about, do not say I didn't say it. But go ahead.
I'm like excited now to actually see it animated, because you know I'm not really into it, but I was watching it with my brother, and now I'm kind of like got into it, so I'm like really excited to see this animated when the time comes.
Yeah.
But you know I'm not gonna read no mangas. So I try not to. I like to be. I like to be surprised when I watch it. So
yeah, Demon Slayer I'm a fight, but this episode alone had me itching to start reading. So I'm gonna hold out for as long as I can. It's not gonna happen today, maybe not next episode. I can't say that for sure, but it's really making me itch to know what's going on.
I know. I want so many answers. I'm good for Wikipedia and we're just reading the spoiler I want to know and then just keep it pushing. So I'm like trying not to do that as well.
Right.
So I have so many questions. But I hope y'all are watching Demon Slayer. Check it out. If you've been hanging out, I'm sure you have. But we'll be back next Sunday talking about Demon Slayer and whatever topic we come up with. So if you're subscribed, you'll see, the thumbnails for it and you'll get the alerts. Other than that, I'll see you over on Kawaii Bree Can't Relate, which is my YouTube channel, and we're going to be talking about Love is Blind. So I'll see y'all in a few minutes, and don't forget to keep it cute.
Bye.
Bye.